Chapter 1 How the South Was Lost. In 1868, Queen Victoria abolished Bolivia. At the time, the South American country was ruled by General Mariano Melgarejo, a repressive and incompetent military dictator with a billowing ZZ Top-like beard. Melgarejo was a moron of outstanding proportions. According to legend, he was once given a gift by a Brazilian minister, a white horse so fine that to show his appreciation, the autocrat pulled out a map of Bolivia, traced the horse's hoof, and gave away the land to the right of the line to Brazil. When Germany invaded France during the Franco-Prussian War of 1870-1871, Melgarejo ordered one of his top generals to send most of his army to help defend Paris. Since his boss clearly had no idea where the French capital was, the general tried to explain gingerly that Paris was rather distant, and there was something of an ocean along the way. Melgarejo was furious. "Don't be stupid," he cried. "We'll take a shortcut through the brush." The incident that brought Bolivia to Queen Victoria's attention came when Melgarejo invited a British minister to attend a reception in honor of the president's new mistress. Ever the proper gentleman, the diplomat refused point blank. Melgarejo flew into a rage. He ordered the man seized, tied to a donkey facing the beast's rear end, and paraded 3 times around the main square of La Paz. When the poor envoy returned home and the Queen was informed of what had occurred, she demanded to know where on earth Bolivia was, so as to ready a military response to this humiliation. A map was duly brought, and Victoria was tactfully shown that La Paz was more than 400 miles from the Pacific coast, too far inland from the guns of a British man-of-war that might have persuaded Melgarejo into an apology. So the Queen devised an ingenious solution. She took a pen, crossed out the offending country, and declared, "Bolivia no longer exists." At times, the United States has seemed equally unconcerned and ignorant about Latin America. "Latin America doesn't matter," Richard Nixon advised a young Donald Rumsfeld in 1971, in a private conversation between the president and his foreign policy aide that was captured on the notorious White House tapes. "Long as we've been in it, people don't give one damn about Latin America." Talking to reporters aboard Air Force One on a return from a tour of the region in 1982, Ronald Reagan remarked, "You'd be surprised. They're all individual countries." But these anecdotes belie the United States' long involvement with Latin America, both as a business opportunity and a region to which it frequently sent troops to defend U.S. interests and ideological values. Since the early 19th century, Washington has regarded the region as its backyard and natural sphere of influence. It is not quite accurate to say that the United States has lacked interest in its southern neighbors. Instead, Washington has tended to lack interest in what its southern neighbors thought or felt. U.S. companies have long been active in Latin America, taking advantage of its proximity to American consumers and domestic industry. During the Cold War, the Marines were periodically sent to oust left-leaning presidents and replace them with more business-friendly regimes, while the CIA propped up right-wing dictators and trained anti-communist guerrillas. In the same year that Nixon steered Rumsfeld away from seeking a Washington job connected to the region, the Republican president declared a war on drugs, an issue that has provided a central plank of U.S. policy toward Latin America ever since.